still out there. If ever James Banks wants to go for that same route.
Here's a sinister thing.
I am
Bren
in
can either attack gold laners or junglers,
Yeah.
and then pick a jungler in red 4. So that whatever happens to Twisted Minds is they have those lanes down locked.
They could, because like here, they're focusing down the gold lane bans. Twisted Minds will continue. Maybe jungle, like maybe they just narrow down the jungle even further, and then we get, you know, an interesting matchup jungle-wise.
This land is our homeland.
They go with Lapu Lapu
Soon
instead.
be our burial ground.
I mean, that would have been a lot of like just damage, and although the Kalea, if you see a Kalea, I think you'd want an XP laner who could stay a bit longer in the fights or could just like tank much more damage and not go in and out similar to the Kalea, because I think that's one of the cons of playing a Kalea sometimes. Like when you rely too much on the Kalea as your front line, then it's not as reliable. So you need other sources, especially considering that there's a Harith. But if it's just about creating space, then yeah, the Kalea does a great job at that. And they also have the Farsa with the Feathered Airstrike. But the Farsa too needs to be careful because there are just so many sources of potential disruption that Twisted Minds already has just through the first 3 picks that they got.
You know what? I'm convinced that Bren just don't
Like
really care about that last ban. They just don't like glue and are willing to say, yeah, we're using this ban for glue.
They just want to take out the glue. There's just like a personal vendetta against glue over here. But it's also going to mean then, what do we see here for...
Call me a hero.
Okay, the YSS is actually banned out. So this is where they should pick a jungler for Bren. Maybe they go Hayabusa? Do you really want to go Hayabusa against this though? I don't.
Yeah.
Yep, they
Okay.
One thing is they want to steal it away.
Yeah.
All right, they go Hayabusa.
That Farsa is Hayabusa is ninja meat.
Yep. So now we're looking at whoever James Banks wants, or no, whoever MP the King wants to pick up, and Nausha. Nausha.
Fred would be really good.
Yeah.
And then you just pick a really solid damage. Granger Fred, let's do it.
That would be like not the two individual type of jungler for MP the King though, but I'm pretty sure they're able to find a way to make it work. So it's
Or a Kai. Nah, it's
Arkai Granger?
Arkai's odd.
there's a Bruno also. If it's just about like the worldy and being able to.
Or maybe a magic jungler?
I see lots of prey.
Granger Roger.
Hold up.
Wait. MP the
Roger.
King on. It's MP the King on the Roger, right?
Wow. From as far back as the Book of Aether, Roger Toll. What's going on?
This
So,
is interesting.
Coach Bon, he's bringing it out now.
He's going back to the eras of
Yeah,
MLBB. Like
that's
this was a season 7 flavor right here.
I'm not mad at it. I want to see I like seeing some of these debut heroes come up for the season, even in week 1. Now, what's the response here? What's the XP lane option for Bren? What are they going to put in the XP lane? Do they just go Esmeralda again?
There's a Phobius. Yeah, the Esmeralda's still there also. Unless they want a bit more control too. There's a
I'm not the
Badang.
only one.
But they go for the
These
Phobius
chains.
instead.
Yeah, a lot of dashes
Yeah.
amongst Twisted Minds. What I'm worried about mainly for Twisted is the fact that their damage profile is so honest. Just build a Dominance Ice, build an Antikeras, and that's it.
Yeah.
You're good.
I think not only that, but this solves the issue that Brigida was talking about, and I mentioned a lot too when a Kalea is there. Like, you want to make sure that Kalea isn't the sole purpose of, or she has a responsibility on her shoulders of like, we gotta go and get the Tsunami Slam on the right target. Now that you have a Phobius to kind of help that out, where it's like, Phobius can still like 1v2, 1v3, sometimes even 1v the whole team. But then that allows your Kalea to go in and find the right target, have that target acquisition, and then get the pick off they're looking for. So we're going to see a whole lot of Purifies here for both teams to lead into Game 2. You guys can let us know who you think has the better draft for Game 2. Will we actually see a Game 3, or will this be a sweep for Twisted Minds? They've got a great draft. It's an honest draft. And then over, of course, for AP Bren,
Welcome.
this is
to
going to be an
Mobile
interesting
Legends.
one to make work. Now, the Roger, it's been a while since we've seen it, but
Yeah.
for MP the King, this is, nothing out of the ordinary for him.
Yeah. I feel like even if we throw it a bit to last year, MP the King does really have familiarized himself like with the Roger overall and the playstyle, the approach you use whenever you have it. But okay, Twisted Minds, even despite the stats favoring AP Bren in terms of the early game earlier, it seems like they're still gonna plan to go for that with the Roger as a jungler. A very tanky emblem combination as well coming in from Sean, so it's definitely more of a utility approach that we're expecting to see from this Jushin, which maybe adds to the point that maybe their damage profile is a bit too honest for this match, because if it's gonna be a utility Jushin, then all the more is their damage gonna be more physical.
Which makes it an odd dichotomy. Twisted Minds, double core. MP the King, Nosha, that's it. AP Bren, they got triple core. I don't know how this is gonna work out gold-wise.
Yeah.
James Banks, Aqua, and Shizo. Like, there's a lot of farm that they need to get on their lineup. I don't know if that's safe to run up against a team fighting team like Twisted Minds.
I feel like a lot of us, especially after MSC, just realized that just having more cores or damage is the better way to go. And
I don't know how true that is still in this time of the meta.
It might have changed, in a matter of, I was gonna say a month, like
Weeks.
a month, but it's been weeks. Never mind, it's been just weeks. And there's already been these kind of adaptations in the current meta here. So this turtle's up. Some new level 4's not available. There was that Lancer's pretty low here, but they're gonna fight for this first one.
Turtle at half health. Better airstrike coming in from Aqua. Couple of salvos missing its target. Sean here at level 4.
Oh, Aqua.
Still has that ult on lock. James Banks secures the turtle. Down goes Aqua. Lanzu got him down. Lord Jam against 4. There's a quick choke and a slam. X-Nova gets caught out. Half
no.
health. He triggered MP the King. Down he goes. 2 for free going over to Twisted Minds.
I know it seems like for the first game, Twisted Minds cared so much about the objectives, but here it was just them letting go of it and going for the kills. And that might be the way to go, or that could really help them snowball, because I feel like that's what they're really after. It's the snowball potential that they can get with this Roger Granger lineup in their hands, and just like Sean and Kaloy constantly handing over the targets to these two cores.
Oh, there's Nova. Playing
down
with
there.
range here, almost caught one.
I think part of it, though, too, is like MP the King is going to have a little bit of a rough time trying to get into the objectives, just because of the fact that Aqua is on a farce, and we've seen this so many times where it's like you set up that artillery, that feathered airstrike around the objective, and so you've got to kind of dance around that, and we saw where MP took like one shot and he's like half health. So they might have to just kind of calculate how they approach this, and as that develops through the game, they might give up some turtles, but I think they still, if they can break into a fight, they might just go for that.
I think that's a sound approach to the mid game. Twisted Minds can play for the turn, not necessarily the objective. And look, there's already starting to choke out James Banks. MP the King gets away with highway robbery, stealing that small camp right in James Banks' face.
Yeah, because I mean, even in that first turtle we saw, it was actually MP the King who started it, but it feels like that wasn't the end goal. Like they were really waiting for the reaction from AP Bren and going for that turn.
What if they were using the turtle as bait?
It's all part of the plan, basically, I think, for Twisted Minds. This next one's coming up in a couple seconds, but they're here on that bottom side in this XP lane. They might just go ahead and whittle down Lord JM a little bit to give them some of the advantage here, but both junglers working on grabbing the buffs. You still got James Banks grabbing his purple. He'll grab that, but Turtle's up now. You see a swing forward. MP will wait patiently because he knows he can't get caught out. Like, that's the main thing. If he takes a couple too many shots, then he's going to have a difficult time with this. So Lansu has to go ahead and zone them out here.
Twisted Minds, they have the advantage here. MP the King scoring. Better airstrike by Aqua. AOG already used up. Lansu falls. JM gets the kill. Down goes Kaloy. 2 men down for Twisted Minds. Can they fight their way out of this? They already use the Zaman Force. Lord JM in pursuit. Nosha in his eye, taking down the gold laner of Twisted Minds. 3 for 1 the trade. Still alive, MP the King and Sean. MP the King pops it, sees Lord JM. Sean on his tail. Can they get it? Down goes Lord JM. Oh, what? He still got some shield, some health. They're not done with him. Lansu thinking about it. In comes Mpl the King. And another mid airstrike. This fight has gone on for way too long. Aqua gets taken down by Lansu. Gets a double. Takes Lord JM with him. What was that?
Lord JM survived for so long. I don't know if Phobius or a hero in the game should be able to do that.
Oh, there's a tsunami slam. Gets almost a perfect target. The punish by James Banks. Down goes Nosha.
Yeah, he's down
And
0-2.
Shizo coming in. Not so silent anymore. Sean bites the dust.
That was non-stop team fighting ever since we started the turtle. And what minute is it now?
Not even 6.
Twisted Minds. That was the complete opposite of what we saw happen in Turtle 1. AP Bren were the ones who seemed to have to wait a bit longer and were the ones to take the kills off of Twisted Minds. And even though Twisted Minds wanted to secure some for themselves, we saw Sean go in with the Crimson Beacon, just try to target Shizu and hand it over to Mpl the King. They just had to change their targets. They just had to change priorities because Lansu or Lord JM was becoming too big of a problem on the Phobius. And so many skills did not land and helped him survive that entire
And
sequence.
here's exactly why he already has the Antikiras.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was there, or in Dreadnought armor form at least,
Yep.
when that sequence happened. So
That had to be. I mean, he was taking all the hits, man.
that's the damage profile problem right there.
You said it was pretty honest. This is the last turn of the game. We're gonna fight out.
Tsunami Slam gets one, and he bites a Das. Kaloy gets taken out, traded out for X-Nova. Lord JM backing out. Zaman Force here by Shizo. Down goes Mpl the King. Double kill for the Silent Kid. Now Lansu up next. Lord JM holding on at a fifth of his health. Lansu drops the Yo-Yo Blitz. Lord JM jumping in. Infernal Pursuit. Sean and Lansu not able to take this fight. James Banks secures the last turtle for AP Bren. And they're not done. They're chasing down another Zaman Force. Nosha bites it with a Synchro Fission. And that's another for Shizo.
Whew, man, I feel like Shizo has just flipped the switch on his own. I think earlier he was seeing all the team fights break out, and he's like, guys, I want in on this. And now he's sitting at 5-0-2. He's got about 1,000 gold ahead of Nasha.
Is that Swift Boots? We're seeing on Shizu as well.
Attack speed?
Yeah.
Okay. So if they're that much ahead, I mean 2K gold ahead of Nosha,
What does he know?
then maybe that's why we're seeing a bit of surprise in terms of the builds from Shizu. I mean, he's 502 as mentioned here by Naisu, but I think even more than that, what happened earlier was just so unfortunate. They weren't able to get any value out of Kaloy, not even being able to use the AOG because he was immediately targeted there by AP Bren, and that might be one of the calls that we see from them more often.
Shadow kill coming in from Mpl the King. Down goes Nosha. Shizo finds another. And Mpl the King might be up next. Gets caught in the Zaman Force. Gets a double for Shizo. And they might need to get Kaloy. There's another one. Keeping him down and make it another 3 for none. AP Bren converting up the Wazoo. Tier 2 down bottom. Take it out.
Lord JM wanted that one, but they'll get the tier 2 turret down on the bottom side. All this just going for AP Bren. They want more.
Another Zaman Force drops in. Lansu backing out. Not enough range for Shizo to deal with. And James Bank coming in with a shadow kill. Lansu falls.
This level of scaling we're seeing from Shizu should not have come this early.
You know what? We said, hey, this lineup is kind of expensive. Well, when you get all this, it's okay. They're 4,000 gold ahead now, and just about everybody has a massive amount of gold in their hands.
They didn't even look at the price tag. They just said, build Dreadnought armors, build Antikarasses, and we're good. They're going straight for the Lord here. Twisted Minds have nothing to do.
I think AP Bren also decided to pick up some roaming boots for their other members as well. So Twisted Minds will definitely have to do a lot of catching up. Speaking of Roger Returns, it's 1 year ago? Less than, I mean, but...
It's about almost a year, you know? Season 14, Demon Kite brought it out.
the Raider.
Yeah, the Raider himself, you know? And this time around, it's struggling to find its footing against this team fight prowess from AP Bren.
Yep.
This Lord is making its way, and remember, the shield's already popped down on the bottom side too, so AP Bren should be able to go and get into the base of Twisted Minds here. They're going to do their best to hold it on. The wave clear is okay, I would say, for Twisted Minds. They can clear things out somewhat, but you know, they're gonna have to use like these resources to clear this out.
About 70-80% of their clearing power is in Nosha's hands. So if Nosha dies,
you lose it.
Like,
And
what do they do?
Yeah, and he didn't have that great of a start. He was 0-2 less than 5 minutes into the game, and now 0-4. So it's definitely gonna take a lot more time for Nosha to get back in this game, to even catch up to Shizo, who's now 7-0-4 on this Harith.
now they're threatening the push on the bottom lane. They're able to clear the waves, using the holy shields in mid and top to buy time. Twisted Minds keep their inhibitors.
I'm really surprised that Apbr didn't even get the bottom turret down there. They might look to just force another fight for Twisted Minds. They know they've got a good lead on this.
X-Nova finds one, Tsunami Slam, dropping everything with the kitchen sink. Shizo finds one, Envy the King goes down, James Banks gets another. 2 for none so far, and now Twisted Minds are gonna struggle to defend. Sean here pops his ult, down goes that tier 3 down bottom. Mid lane still barely standing as James Banks clears it. X-Nova gonna get his immortality pop. Lord JM down to 5th of the tail. Shizo in the back line takes down Sean. And X-Nova gets taken out by Nosha. But it might be too late. Kaloi bites it. Nosha the only one left.
Oh, he's the only one left alive, but he is still a threat to the low health bars of Bren, unless James Banks.
Shadow kill onto him. Spreads the love, but it will not be enough to stop the push in mid.
Yeah, that could have been scary for Bren too. We'll take a look at the instant replay just to see. I feel like one of the most important things that happened there was, it happened before this, but that clutch AOG that came in from Kaloi as well, stopping James Banks from the aggression, that could have been something they could convert into more kills, and Nosha just keeping himself alive. I think that's one of the main things. If he went down, and we did mention that majority of the wave clear was in his hands, then that could have been different for Twisted Minds, but he stayed alive, he had the Sky Piercer, got one stack.
A whopping one stack.
Because he could have gotten more, but I feel like Bren were just too careful about it as well, so they weren't able to get much out of it anymore, but maybe Twisted Minds still wants to contest this.
Looks like they do.
This is a good idea.
You're 7,000 behind. Twisted Minds, 2 turrets down, they'll just go ahead and at least show face to Bren, make them pull off the Lord for now. So they can't fully commit to it, but I think if this breaks out to a fight, you'll just see them get demolished here. Conceal's going to be used.
Kaloi coming in, spacing out Aqua, James Banks, and X-Nova. The answer, the better air strike. Down goes Sean. Shizo gets the kill. Look at the back line. Envy the King biting down on Aqua. And here comes the rest of them. Down goes Kaloi. Shizo gets a double. Down goes Lansu as well. 3 for none so far. Bren. Holy Shizu. They're running it down.
They're running it down mid in Bren. Like I said, Twisted Minds, I don't know if this is a fight you want, and now this might just be enough for Bren to take it to game 3.
They don't have a wave though. Twisted Minds have their 2 cores left in the base. Nosha and Envy the King holding it down, holding hands. Feather Dance Strike coming through. 5 members of Bren want it. X-Nova goes. But so does Twisted Minds base. We're going all the way to game